My name is Rebecca Skillen, and this is Classical Conversations, Cycle 1, Week 4. All right, so just a little update for my parents and for any of the tutors that are watching this. I apologize that I'm getting this out a lot later than typical weeks. I guess we're only on week 4, but I know right now it's Saturday and our community day is on Tuesdays. So it just kind of got a little crazy this week, and such is life. So I just wanted to talk to you about how we start our day. We start our day with affirmations and prayer. So I pray over my class and remind them of our affirmations, which are, do you want to say them on the side of the camera? Affirmations, God loves me and he thinks that I'm amazing. I am kind and I am an encourager. My mouth speaks kind words, my heart obeys and does what is right. My mind is smart and I love to learn. I will do my best. So that is how we start our day. Then we go straight to geography, which today was the Hittite Empire. And if you have your timeline cards, particularly the ancient world timeline cards, you have this one from week 2, the Hittites and Canaanites, and it shows you a little bit about what we're looking at. So we did this to Aladdin's one jump. So Atusa, Asia Minor, present day Turkey, Cyprus, Arabian desert. Okay, Hattusa, Asia Minor, present day Turkey, Cyprus, Arabian desert, and we just did that over and over again. I have found it's been very helpful to have one of the tutor kids, whether it's my kids or another tutor's kid, in the morning, color coordinate all the maps for me. I do like the key, and then they color the rest of the maps for me. I make sure that they're right. And so when class starts, they already have a color-coded map. So we point, okay, Hattusa's the red dot, Asia Minor is that orange area that's colored in. Cyprus is that blue island, and for some reason we decided Arabian desert was green, which we kind of had a good laugh about and asked the questions, do you think the Arabian desert is green?
No.
The answer is no. That was their answer. We talked a little bit about that, and then as they figure out the areas that we're pointing at, then we erase a color, or we erase all of them, and by the end of the day, or by the end of that session, our maps are clean and we're pointing on the black line master. So that's been really helpful this year. I'm learning the geography a lot better, and I feel like the kids are more confident, even in the week's review, of knowing what these 4 weeks are that we've gone over. We went into math right after that, and my kids are loving the agility ladder. I have released the fear of, oh my gosh, they're not all paying attention. Every single kid isn't paying attention while we're doing the math facts. I've let go of that because they love it. So they hear it 7 times, they're saying it 6 of the times, but their turn to do whatever they want on the agility ladder is their time where they're hearing it, but they're actively moving. So I have 7 kids, which helps me keep track. They kind of get in a semicircle around our math facts, and whatever lineup they're in, that's who goes first. So the person on my left goes first, and as soon as they're done, the next person in line, we get to the last 2 after we've said the math facts for 5 times. Number 6 and 7, we skip count, and number 6 person and number 7 person get their turn on the agility ladder. They skip, they jump, they walk, whatever movement they want to do, either near the agility ladder. We had a crab walker this last week. That didn't work really well. He figured out very quickly that didn't work really well in the agility ladder, so he crab walked back and forth beside the agility ladder. But it gives them a designated space to get their wiggles out, and it has worked out perfect. I love my journeymen and ladies in this age group right now. We go to our prepositions. This one, we did before, behind, below, and then you squat for beneath and beside. I think in class I did my right hand though. So before, behind, below, beneath, beside. Okay. We have fun with that, and we've been practicing and reviewing in New Grammar the whole thing, and they're really loving that. History. So I made a mnemonic of the PHTSMPC, and it is please help these students memorize the, what do we say, places created in places created in the ancient world. So please help the students memorize the places created in the ancient world. Because I was forgetting what came next if I didn't read it. So that helped me. Hopefully it'll help you guys. But we sang the song, and we just sang the song. They loved it. I got the timeline card out, which this is timeline card number 8, so it's week 2. And as we were singing the song, each person pointed to the picture. So I told them, pyramids of Giza, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Temple of Artemis, Statue of Zeus. One of the kids who's been through the cycle, he's like, that's not a statue, that's a head. I said, well, maybe you want to go home and look up the whole statue, see what it looks like. So mausoleum at Halicarnassus, that's like my favorite word. Pharos, Lighthouse of Alexandria, and Colossus of Rhodes, because the first time I sang it, I said Rome, and I knew I was going to do that because I caught myself doing that when I was prepping. Yes. So, science, we talked about the only 2 that we need to remember with the difference of an animal cell and a plant cell is cell wall and chloroplast, because these are not part of an animal cell, but they are part of a plant cell. So we've got all these memorized already. So we did nucleus, nucleus, let's try that again, cytoplasm, vacuole, mitochondria, flip it over, you've got another M for cell membrane. They're the gatekeepers. Then you have the cell wall. You have chloroplasts. We said it kind of sounded like blasts, so we did them like this. Chloroplasts. And then, of course, the Golgi bodies. So nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, mitochondria, cell membrane, cell wall, chloroplasts, and Golgi bodies. We skipped right over to Latin and did our review of Latin. I, ah, I, ah, singular first declension. I, arum, is, as, is. I, arum, is, as, is. I, arum, is, as, is. Plural first declension. So I've just encouraged people, it may sound different on, I'm really trying to follow the sounds on the CD or the app, but depending on what I'm looking at, I can hear all these different sounds. So I'm doing my best, and with help from other tutors, making sure that we're doing the correct pronunciation. My suggestion is listen to your CD and your app and practice the pronunciations that you hear. That was our version of New Grammar on Tuesday, because I completely forgot to do timeline while we were in our New Grammar segment. Kids went over and we were getting ready for presentations and snack, and I was like, oh my goodness, we didn't do timeline, because I had planned on doing an activity with timeline, but somehow in the morning we just kind of ran out of time. So my timeline cards were sitting on the little shelf next to me, and I said, okay, well, I will try that activity later. I was going to tape the timeline cards to their back, but we ran out of time for that. So while they were having snack, we reviewed timeline. If you are interested in hand motions. These are the ones that I've used. Early Native Americans. Israel divides into two kingdoms, Homer and Hessian, Rome founded by Romulus and Remus. Israel falls to Assyria. Assyria falls to Babylon. I think it's this way. I don't remember. And then Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha. I know some people say Lao Tzu, Confucius, and then they make the Buddha belly. Whatever you want to do. I just do all philosophers. So it's your P, Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha. And that was our final new grammar. Kids are doing awesome with presentations. I am so excited every week to hear what they're going to come up with. For science, we did pollution, and I was thinking ahead, and we did a time lapse video while we were diluting the food coloring. We have some other supplies in our science bin, and at first I didn't think it looked right, but I grabbed it and it was vanilla for week 6, I think it is, or week 5. It's for week 6. And I was like, that doesn't look like food coloring, and it smelled like vanilla. And one of the kids said, oh my goodness, that's vanilla. So we talked about air pollution, and we all kind of smelled the container.
I did not like it.
We could smell the vanilla. So we talked about, is that gonna dilute? And so then we found the food coloring, got our food coloring dye in there, and had a great conversation about pollution and dilution, and kind of went on a conversation about sometimes the things that we eat, maybe we put something in our body that we shouldn't. Sometimes we can dilute that, but other times maybe we shouldn't dilute it. Maybe we should just get rid of it. And then, of course, ended the conversation in, can we dilute our own sin? And had a great conversation about that. Fine arts was abstract art. I'm really loving following the guide this year, 3rd time's a charm, and having a lot of fun with that. So this was my example. This is my name, my last name, Skillen, in an abstract way. I decided to go really detailed in class. The kids did great. I did not get mine finished. So, but anyways, we had a lot of fun in doing abstract art, and I'm really looking forward to Perspective and their final project for drawing this year. So I think that is everything that we did this week. If you have questions, shoot me a message. If you're part of our community, you know how to get a hold of me. And have a great week. I cannot believe that week 5 is literally right around the corner. Come week 6, we'll do our final project, and then week 7 through 13 is actually one of my absolute favorites, and that is Tin Whistle for Fine Arts. So we'll have fun with that. Have a great weekend.